Related to absolutely nothing at all. Marty, you and I have been playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
It's a video game.
It's a video game.
That's other things we're
But
talking
it's not out on the personal computer yet.
No, it doesn't come out on PC until later on in November.
November 1/9.
1/9. That's the 19th. But yeah, we've been playing a lot of the console version. And I guess by now, when was this podcast, we can talk about the game?
Yeah, embargo's up. We're good to go.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is speaking. We haven't touched the PC port, so we don't know. I mean, generally the AC games on PC are fine.
They're fine, right?
They've never been like. I mean, they've never been like Arkham Knight disasters.
No,
no.
I mean, I think Unity was probably the worst one on all platforms.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Oh no, totally. But yeah, this is a game that I think a lot of people. I mean, there was a lot of people in the office and a lot of AC fans who were really burned by Unity, especially coming off
or
a
even
high
3
of
years
Black
ago.
Flag. Yeah, like this game reminds me the most of.
I always like the even ones, 2, 4.
Yeah.
So,
like
so
Star
this should
Trek
be a good
movies.
year. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this one should be a good year, right?
It is,
I mean,
yeah.
it's,
No, and it is. It strips away all of the multiplayer components, which I think is a wise move. I always thought the competitive multiplayer was interesting, but sort of no one really
Tacked on.
It was unnecessary,
didn't quite, yeah.
Yeah, and then the 4-player co-op in Unity was sort of pointless in my mind, and so this strips it away. This it's not really a majority of the game isn't a wet blanket like Unity was. Like it brings back the fun of the Ezio games and of Black Flag. Jacob and Evie, the twins who are your lead characters that you play as, are fun and likable and have an interesting dynamic with each other. It's interesting how Jacob is motivated politically and sort of about like freeing the people, whereas Evie is more of like tradition. Like she's like Altair, and she's very much about the code. I think London's great. It's one of my favorite cities in a long time.
Dude, that zipline too is like that is a massive literal game changer for that entire franchise. Any game that does any AC game that does not have that is crazy.
Yeah, and
by zipline, do you mean the grapple?
The hook shot, whatever thing it is. The Zelda hook shot.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the easy comparison is Arkham, which
zipline.
Yeah, which I get because I mean even a lot of
the line launcher.
Yeah. Because AC and I feel like AC and Arkham, a lot of these open world games a lot of them are informing each other. Same with Mordor, like everyone's sort of learning from each other, and that's good
in all the right ways.
In all the right ways, because you look at Arkham's combat and you're like, this is great. Like everyone should learn from this and build on this, and that's what Mordor did. That's what Mad Max did. That's what AC's done.
I mean,
Mordor is
Super Mario.
For the longest time, games used to be all about that horizontal plane, right?
Yeah.
And now, over the past 7, 8 years, we've gotten a lot of verticality going on with games. So I think it's important to have means to be able to traverse that verticality as well. And it just makes it a little easier, right? Instead of having to do each little block, right?
Well, Mordor is the Batman Assassin's Creed hybrid because it's got the Batman combat. And an open world. Well, I guess they both have open worlds, but it has,
and you have to crawl up towers to unlock it.
Right. So it has the Assassin's Creed free running, jumping up walls, stuff like that.
Do you feel like the combat in Syndicate is like the slowest it's ever been in terms of like how an encounter plays out? Because I feel like the actual stuff you're doing is extremely brutal, especially as Jacob, who's ruthless. Like the way that guy operates is just gnarly. But I feel like fights take way longer than they used to.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of that is that in a lot of these fights, you are using your fists or you're using a cane sword as opposed to using like an actual like huge blade. So I guess I don't know if you're being realistic,
right?
Like a sword will kill a guy a lot quicker than your fist will.
It's less like I'm going to go up to this guy and punch him a couple times and stab him and finish him off, and more like a gang fight.
Is it more tactical in any way? Like the combat really tactical? So
I mean,
it just takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but there's like a sort of a brutal visceral. I mean, to use the bad word that you're not supposed to use in video games. Well, this you can actually use visceral this time.
Yeah,
because it's literally about beating a man to death.
There's viscera involved.
Yeah, there's the cleanup crew.
You also have that feeling like in your chest, like, oh man, that was really uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it feels really good. I think the core gameplay loop, it feels more like a Far Cry game in that there was sort of a carrot always dangling in front of me that I wanted to find more chests or do more side quests because there's a tangibility to upgrading your character. And what I really like is that you can in the open world you can switch between Jacob and Evie whenever you want, and they both have their own skill trees that you upgrade, but they both level up sort of side by side.
Yeah, so if you play a bunch of Eevee and get her like level 4, and you
all
go
of a sudden
back
you
to Jacob,
hop to Jacob, and you're like, oh, you have a ton of XP to spend and stuff to level up. And I liked you know, I was like, Jacob became my fighter, and I was leveling up his health and his combos and everything. Whereas Evie was the character I was primarily exploring as, so I was doing lockpick stuff and eagle vision stuff and perks where every time I open a chest, I got more out of it.
How do the controls feel? Are they any
Still-
tighter than they used to be, or still a little loose?
In some ways, they're better, and in some ways, they're worse. I feel like the downward traversal from Unity, where you're running forward, and it's like, I've been playing on a console, so like right trigger and circle, is you won't fall. You won't leap off an edge finally. Like, the character knows to go down and to survive, which is nice.
Like it'll find a means to sort of monkey your way down.
Yeah, so they'll jump off a post and grab a window and then start scrambling down. But there are still moments where it's incredibly frustrating to be climbing something and say, I want to go up there, and they like lean to the side, and you try to kick off a wall, and they miss whatever you're aiming for. And
or you want to go into a window, and they keep sort of like jumping.
They
like,
go
over
around it,
the window.
yeah.
Like, just go and.
I mean, yeah, again, that's what happens when you get like all this verticality and different ways to traverse areas. Is that with a limited button set, like there's only so many things you can do when you're only going left, right, forward, back.
Yeah,
it's a little bit easier, but yeah, contextual controls for the game, trying to figure it out on the fly.
Yeah.
London's also the easiest city to navigate ever in this whole series because basically everything is climbable, even stuff that looks like it might not be. Like, there used to be, you know, just clean walls. Now there might be like a crack in it, and that's enough for them to grab hold.
Gotcha.
So you can climb over basically anything, which is amazing.
Do you guys think they made a big mistake this year by delaying the PC version? I mean, they always do.
It's
Obviously,
always annoying when it's not day and date.
I think in this year in specific, like delaying it until after Fallout. Is
totally.
Like I would have tried this game, but now I'm probably not going
after
to.
Fallout.
Well, I'm just always
Battlefront,
curious too. Like, what do you really get out of just a few weeks delay as well?
I mean,
Like,
bug
you know,
fixing.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
Like especially like the way these games have launched in the past. Like they could always use a few more months in the oven to just for optimization.
Especially an open world game like this.
But
Like,
that could be the
bugs.
entire. You know, that could be all platforms, though, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
but
there are bugs on console, like, and there is a day one update coming. But
Ubisoft though does not have a really good track record of polishing their PC versions up as well as they should.
Yeah. Weirdly, it's like Splinter Cell's the only one that launched day and date, and nobody remembers that because it
Watch Dogs
just worked.
Watch Dogs did, and it was and that had major problems.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I've had problems on the console too.
Yeah. Well, and I'm more so on PC. Largely,
Performance
you play. Yeah, there was a major stutter thing that
that's
affected a lot of people.
Yeah.
It affected me for a little while and then went away. It was weird.
Far Cry 4 was day and date on PC and was great.
Yeah, but Assassin's Creed games in particular have had and Watch Dogs, like they could have used a little more time to straighten those things out. It feels like they must prioritize the console versions. You know, obviously you've got to go through certifications on the console, so they have to get those done early, and then they shift their attention to the PC, and they're like, oh crap, we got to delay it. But this year, I think that's not that, like, with Fallout coming when it is. I think they missed
the
their window.
juggernaut of Fallout. Like, I wonder if any games in between, you know, mid-November and the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean that's what you look at, like Rainbow and Just Cause as like
those games
coming out in December. That's like, and it's
what
like,
do they think?
Don't worry about that too.
I mean, I don't know. I think December, like most people who play Fallout, I don't think are going to jump in for that long. Like 30, 40 hours, I think is a lot for a lot of people. And you know, you'll get more than your money's worth.
I don't know. I feel like Fallout's one of those kinds of games that people buy and just play for months.
I agree.
Because they get their want to get their money's worth.
But that's a small number of people.
Yeah, when you look at stats, like it's the low percentage of people who started and beat Portal.
Yep.
Like that's insane. That, like people started Portal and didn't finish it, or Bioshock, or these games that are pittance in length compared to something like Fallout.
Yeah, I mean, like Fallout has that campaign story where it's like, yeah, you'll play through that and you finish it. Oh, okay, I'm done.
And then your dog will die.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
No way. That dog's gonna live forever.
It'd be awesome if there's a choice at the
Dog
end.
expansion pack coming soon.
But anyway, I think a lot of people will play it that way. A lot of people, like me and a bunch of people who are big Fallout fans will just play the hell out of it for years.
Put 200-300 hours.
But I think that by December, I think most people, the majority of people, will be basically done with it.
Do you think this stands a chance on PC?
Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to do well.
I don't know.
PC.
Have they? I wonder. We never have exact numbers, but I don't know if like historically AC games have done well on PC.
They've done well enough that they keep putting them out.
Yeah.
I'm also weird side note. Have they mentioned anything about Tomb Raider on PC?
Yes, it's spring of next year.
Okay, so it's
Oh, that's right.
so it's
yeah.
gonna be before the PS4 version,
Yes.
but after the Xbox One version.
Yes.
Okay.
As a PC gamer, on November 10th, we only have Fallout and StarCraft: Legacy of the Void to worry about.
Oh, poor
Oh yeah, that's coming really soon.
It's coming out the same day as Fallout.
Oh my god.
That's too many video games.
What a disaster of a month. Jesus.
It's a good thing you already got your Thanksgiving out of the way.
And then Battlefront a week later.
Oh man.
Mitch is having a panic attack. But yeah, Assassin's Creed, assuming the PC version is not a disaster, this game is highly recommended by both Mitchell and myself.
Yeah, and Daniel Krupa liked it as well. He gave it an 8.2, I believe.
Great point, too.
Yeah.
Great point too.
Great point awful.
My favorite scoring metric is Marty's. It's so good.